Scoliosis is a deformity of the spine. It's a curvature of the spine, so when you look at it from the front, rather than the spine being straight, it's got a curvature left to right or right to left. It often does have a twist in it as well.
For my scoliosis story, I was about maybe 10 or 11 years old when I found out through our pediatrician.
When I was in my 30s, my late 30s, I had wrenched my back and went to a chiropractor, and he took x-rays and he says, "Oh, you've got scoliosis." And it was like, what the heck is that?
I found out that I had scoliosis. I think I was maybe 12 or 13. It was just a routine sports physical. After that, it was kind of, well, let's wait and see if it gets any worse. And if it does get worse, then we'll do something about it when the time comes.
What they're hoping for is that the scoliosis just stays the same and doesn't get worse. When we know that from the research, scoliosis tends to get worse when it's not treated. In a lot of cases, the doctors will wait and see, and when the scoliosis does finally get bad enough, they will refer out for surgery. But yeah, it's a very invasive surgery. It's like 30 screws that go into the spine with rods that go up usually the whole spine, and maybe they don't fuse the whole neck together, but it's everything from like the shoulders down into the sacrum, into the pelvis.
I've been going to the orthopedic surgeon for about 3 or 4 years, getting x-rays every 6 months, and in the last 2 sessions he was threatening 10 levels of fusion surgery on my back. And because he said, you know, I noticed you're very flexible, you're bendable, you're still kind of young, he's like, I don't want to do that to you. If I did move forward with the surgery, he said that I might not be able to work in the industry I'm in now, so which is culinary. So I might not even be able to find a job doing what I like to do.
There is a time and a place for the surgery, right? There are certain patients where their scoliosis is severe enough that they really do need to get the surgery before it's too late to straighten it with surgery. So the trick for us is to kind of, you know, weed those people out, to say which people are too far gone that they need to go and get a surgical referral, and we do make those referrals, right? But anybody short of that, anybody who's still below the threshold where they absolutely need to go and get surgery, our goal is basically to help them keep the scoliosis from getting to the point where they need the surgery.
Chiropractic care can be extremely beneficial to someone with scoliosis. We will take a look at the spine as any orthopedic would, and we address the curvatures by doing things like certain exercises or spinal orthotics.
It's adjustments, it's traction therapy where we pull the spine and try to get it straighter that way. But it is also scoliosis bracing. So the Scoli brace that we use is a custom-made, correction scoliosis brace. Basically, these patients will cinch it up. It goes around their body. They cinch it up, and it pushes their spine straighter. And the more that they use these things, the better chance they have of avoiding the surgery down the road.
In the beginning, it was very difficult for me. It was painful to a point, but as time went on, it was like when I left, my body felt lighter. It felt like it was able to function in the correct way. I was able to suddenly get energy back that I was beginning to lose a lot of.
When I first came, we did the before and after x-ray within a month and could actually see the visual difference. My friends also commented like, hey, your back is not, as raised, so the rib hump. So people could see a difference. I could totally feel a difference in how I performed at work. I wasn't achy all day.
The first thing I noticed was my hips. Doing certain turns, even driving in the car, my hips would always lock up on me. And then one day I began to realize that it was no longer doing that. Oh my gosh, true miracle. It really helped correct, and now pain in the morning is almost non-existent unless I've really done something the previous day. Waking up in the morning I can hop out of bed where before I had to stay in bed to stretch and do all kinds of exercises just to be able to get out of the bed. And now that's not even necessary. I pop out of bed without even thought about pain.
I went to the doctor about a month after the initial start of the program, and my cob angle, my curvature angle actually stayed the same. For the last maybe 3 or 4 years, my back angle or the cob angle has increased about 5 to 10 degrees per year, which is actually a very rapid pace. Typically, it's about a 1 to 2 degree change per year. So because that's why the doctor had offered surgery, because my back was getting progressively worse so quick. He said because everything looked pretty stable, I don't have to go back for another 2 years for a check.
It's rewarding to help all of our patients, but for me it does have a special significance helping our scoliosis patients. I know what they're feeling. I've been there. I remember seeing that in my posture and feeling it in the way that I moved, and I remember the difference when things started to change. And so it's extremely rewarding.
Coming to Dr. Kate and Dr. Paul and seeing that I can actually take control of my future, meaning like I can be active still, I can still bend at my waist, I can still twist. I'm very excited.
When I hit my 70th birthday last year, I sincerely thought I'll be lucky if I last another 10 years. Now I'm talking about 80, 85. I look forward to a longer life, a healthier life. It's made a significant difference.